welcome to Surprise Smoke Sesh with your friendly neighborhood old bat. How y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm in my bear suit. I was cold whenever I started out. Now I'm hot. I'm hot. This was a mistake. So let's go ahead and get this going. We got some content for you. So let's go ahead and get that going. From Mayor McCheese Dick himself, Morning Coffee 3.
Alrighty. I wanted to address this because, and this has been verified by the White House, by the way. The Democrats have voted 12 times to keep the government shut down, and on at least one of those occasions, I watched where Chucky Schumer gets behind the podium, and he says, "I will use every tool in my toolbox to keep the government shut down and going against the Republicans." So now what's the hubbub about? My understanding of this whole government shutdown thing is that they want to give illegals SSI. They want to give them food stamps. They want to give them all kinds of accolades, and the Trump administration's not having it. And so they keep voting 12 times now. They voted to keep the government shut down. So I want to make it clear, because apparently there's some people that think that this is a Republican thing. No, it's a Democrat thing. Chucky Schumer said behind the podium, "I will use every tool in my toolbox to keep the government shut down." So yeah, it is the Democrats, because they're wanting to give illegals food stamps, Medicaid, SSI, and all kinds of shit that they did under the Biden administration. And the Trump administration is like, "No, you won't. You're not going to give illegals money that belongs to the American citizen." And so as a result, it's got this thing going. And all the Democrats have to do is just go on ahead and end this and vote on the continuing resolution. There's a continuing resolution on the floor. They vote on the continuing resolution, and the government is back on track again. Just that quick, just that easy. So the Democrats, and by the way, let me throw this at you. If the government is shut down, how come Congress is still getting paid? Anybody want to field that question? Oh, I hadn't thought about that, had you? Yeah, Congress is still getting paid. Well, wait a minute. If the government shut down, why is Congress getting paid when you got air traffic controllers that ain't getting a dime? They're having to work. According to what I heard, they're having to get Uber jobs just to make ends meet. The traffic controllers, people that we need to keep us in the air without dying, they're having to get Uber jobs just to keep going. Isn't that just ducky? But yet Congress is still getting paid. How come?
Because that's just the way it is.
Inquiring minds want to fucking know, right?
I can tell you why.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Because they put themselves way ahead of them. They put themselves ahead of the American people. That's why. What, you didn't know that? What are you, fucking stupid? They don't care if the government's shut down because they're still getting paid. Even an idiot like me knows that.
How about we yank Chucky Schumer's paycheck and watch how quick they get in there and vote on that?
Hey, Naughty Rudolph, how you doing?
How about we do that? Yank the paycheck of the Congress, or I'm telling you, man, this is not a joke. Now, I mean it. People are getting scared because they're thinking they're going to starve to death in November. Okay, this is not a joke, man. This is real. People without food die, really die. Okay, you don't mess around with people's food, man.
You know what? This couldn't come at a worse time because it's Thanksgiving. I don't want to see him get his, but I want to see people that need theirs get theirs, if that makes sense. People that need theirs, I want to see them get theirs. People like Von Helton, I don't want to see them get shit.
That's, and I can hear it now. Well, Von Helton, that's socialism, communism. You're supposed to be against it. Yeah, but when you take something away, you're supposed to replace it with something else. You don't just take something away and keep it away. You got to replace it with something else. Something that is more conservative. That's something that is more patriotic. Well, see, they ain't done that. They just yanked the food stamps.
You know something? Then if that's the case, you just made your own argument for why you should be working and paying taxes. Because because that money has to be replenished by taxpayers like myself who pay taxes. Yes, I pay taxes on my on the pension portion of my paycheck every month. I do.
Stamps. And see, you can't do that. Okay, you got to replace it with something. And ain't nothing to replace it with because ain't nothing been done, right? Okay, so all we got to do is yank good old Chucky Schumer's paycheck and see how fast they get in there to vote on that continuing resolution. I bet they vote on it right this second. They'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go in there and get that shit done. Morning coffee 0003, I reckon. Anyways, but yeah, man, they get in there and they get that shit done. I guarantee they will. They get in there and get it done when they ain't got no paycheck coming in. So let's yank Congress's paychecks since the government shut down, right? Okay, so then let's yank Congress's paychecks and see how fast they get in there and they get that continuing resolution done. How about that? That sounds like a plan. What do y'all think? Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, it does. You guys hadn't thought about Congress not getting paid, had you? Yeah, Congress is still getting paid. Yeah, it's true.
Of course we thought about it.
The traffic controllers ain't getting paid. The fucking government workers that handle all of our finances, they ain't getting paid. SNAP benefits are supposedly ain't getting paid. Well, okay, fine. Then yank Congress's paycheck. Make it happen. Let's make that happen, folks. And I'll be posting it on Truth Social too. To get this shit done.
Who gives a shit?
Because that's ridiculous.
Like you can get it handled.
Congress should not be getting paid during a government shutdown.
Like you can get it handled. From the front seat of your fucking car, you can get that handled. Bitch, you don't even have a place to live. You don't even have a place to live. Or a phone service. What the hell makes you think you can handle anything? You can't even handle a wet dream.
Especially if the air traffic controllers ain't getting paid, right? Yeah. So yank Chucky Schumer's paycheck. See how quick he gets in there to vote on that continuing resolution. It'd be almost instantaneous, All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and win. I just thought I'd brighten your day a little bit. Have a good day.
You don't brighten my day. Let's see. Barry Mandela effect. The gasoline situation.
I wanted to explain the gasoline situation because it turns out that both of us are correct. Okay, so when I went to the gas station, I paid special attention to how their gas pumps were set up. Okay, here's the story, and this is this can be verified at any pump you want to go to. Let me rephrase that. Any pump that has flex fuel or ethanol. So I go to this one place to get gas, and they had ethanol gas and non-ethanol gas. Keyword there. Okay, so what's the skinny on it? Okay, here's the deal. All right, if you get the ethanol gas, Todd is correct. It's anywhere from 233 to 257, depending upon who you go to. But if you get the non-ethanol gasoline, regular gasoline, that normal people use every day, it's $3.29 to $3.59 a gallon. There's your difference right there. Now, you say, well, Bon, ethanol's made out of corn and, yeah, but see, the thing of it is your car able to handle it on a regular basis? Because if your car wasn't designed to run on ethanol, now, I ain't going to say it would harm your car right away, but over time, it could mess it up.
Now, I wouldn't put that flex fuel in my car. I wouldn't do it. I just stick to the regular fuel. That's just me. I just stick to the regular fuel.
Because, these cars, a lot of cars were designed, especially like the 80s or 90s, they were specially designed. My 2012 Escape, on the back of it, says flex fuel. For that very reason. I can run ethanol. I can run flex fuel. I can run all these other derivatives of fuel, and it won't hurt my car because I have a flex fuel car. But if you have a regular car, a normal car, and you try to run flex fuel or ethanol or something like that in it, I won't say it won't run. It probably run, but what are you doing to the car long term? You know what I mean? So you gotta buy the $3.59 gas. If you got a regular car, you have to buy the $3.59 gas.
I'm gonna buy the $3.59 gas anyway.
On damaging my motor, because that's exactly what could happen. You could damage your motor over long term. Because I know some trolls go, well, I can run ethanol all the time in my car. Yeah, well, yeah, wait until about, 10, 20 years and see what you say. If you run it consistently, But yeah, so there's the skinny on the gas. Okay, so now we know. So Actually, Todd was right, but then I am right also. If you buy regular gas, you're gonna pay anywhere.
This son of a bitch has always got to be right. He has always got to be fucking right. Always. Always, always, always. Never fucking fails.
From $3.29 to $3.59. If you buy ethanol gas, you could pay anywhere from $2.33 to what was it? $2.70 something or something like that. And there's different grades of gas too. Okay. Now the ethanol that I got on this last fill up, it was 85, I think. Okay. Whereas normal gas is 87, right? Yeah, it's 87. But this ethanol that I bought was 85. Now, I don't know if that's going to affect performance or not, or gas mileage or not. I have no idea. Now, strictly my understanding, is that, using the ethanol gas, I might get better gas mileage. That's my understanding. Especially the flex fuel, specifically made for this car.
Now, I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about flex fuel, because I don't. If any of y'all know anything about it, I know there's nobody in the chat right now, put it in the comments below. Put it in the comments.
Which it is. And now, if I use the flex fuel, which by
the way
Maggie
is only doll, how you doing, love?
Or 85, excuse me, $1.85 a gallon. Now, if I use that gas in this car, because that's what this car was designed for, is designed for flex fuel gasoline. And so if I use that gasoline, I'm going to get better gas mileage than I would if I used regular gas, allegedly. Not to mention the fact that it's cheaper, a lot cheaper. So hopefully I'll be able to find flex fuel. And since I'm going further west, I'm hoping to find flex fuel more often in the gas stations, because it was unheard of on the East Coast, and it was unheard of in the mid states there. So, but now that I'm getting west, it seems like flex fuel is becoming a thing, and thereby I'll get better gas mileage. It'll be cheaper, and I can go on down the highway. A lot better off than I was. So, everything's turning up roses. The gods had a plan.
Yeah, the gods seem to have a plan, all right, for your failure. What are you going to do when you get to Arizona and you find out that that woman's a troll? You're going to travel all that fucking way on just someone's say so. You're so stupid.
I'd still have a plan. I don't fully understand the plan, but they got a plan.
So what you up to, Maggie doll?
And so we're going to see how things go. Now that you know, I'm nearing the destination. Oh, by the way, yeah, Google's drunk again, and I can prove it. Okay, remember when Google told me that it was like what 18, 19 hours to get to my destination, right? Well, I got up at early morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and headed out, right? So I'm driving till about, I don't know, 12, 1 o'clock, and I finally find some Wi-Fi. So I stopped and checked, right? Google said I'd only run 2 hours of the 19 hours. It was down to 17 instead of 19. And I'm like, now wait a minute. I've been on I-40 from 7 a.m. to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a hell of a lot more than just 2 hours. But yet Google says that I only went 2 hours down 40, which is ridiculous because that's not true. So Google's drunk again. Just so y'all know, Google's drunk again. But yeah, crazy, huh?
It's like you're drunk all the time. Shit, are you sure you're not nipping off a bottle?
Anyways, so yeah, Todd was right and I'm right. If you get the ethanol gasoline, which I do not recommend you running in your car unless it says flex fuel on the back of your car or unless your car has been designed for ethanol in mind. So, otherwise, you should buy the 359 gas. Sorry. You know, see, my car says flex fuel on the back. I can run anything. I can run pork rinds in this damn thing, and it'd probably get me home. You know, because it's designed that way.
Do it. Stuff pork rinds in there.
Now, a lot of these, what was they called back in the day? K cars and C cars
Whoop whoop,
from the
GBA!
80s. You know, the boxes with wheels, as I like to call them. They would run on ethanol because they were designed to. Okay, they were designed to run on ethanol. So if you got a 1980s K car, you're set, man. You can run ethanol. But if you got a regular vehicle, I you know, make sure call. I would call where you bought your car and say, now, hey, I bought this car. Is it okay to run ethanol in it? You know, they may lie and say yes, and I guess technically you could, but
I'm not Googling it or looking it up in the handbook. You know, they do have handbooks with those cars.
Wouldn't, you know, if you got a normal aspirated car that hasn't been specifically designed to run on ethanol, I wouldn't put ethanol in it. But that's just me. You want to take a chance on damaging your car long term, though, just keep running it on ethanol and see what happens. Unless your car says flex fuel on the back like mine does, or ethanol, you know, some cars say ethanol right on them. Make sure what your car runs, folks. Because you put ethanol in there, you might have a problem later on down the road. Gee, why is my car stuttering so much? Well, yeah, it's because you run ethanol in it and you weren't supposed to. Right. Anyway, that's going to do it. I just wanted to clarify the thing that Todd was correct. If you have a car that'll run on ethanol, yeah, you can get it for two. I saw the cheapest I saw was $233.
How many times are you going to repeat yourself? You know, this could have been covered in 2.5 minutes, and you drew this out to almost 10. You like the sound of your own voice, don't you?
But there's others. But yeah, so Todd was right, but then I was right too. Because if you have a non-ethanol vehicle, then yes, you're going to pay $329, $349, $359, whatever. Okay.
I don't know, Maggie doll.
So another morning coffee in the can in this foggy morning, because it's foggy as hell out there. See out the window there? Yeah, kind of foggy, right? Yeah, it's a little foggy. So, but yeah, another foggy morning. Foggy Mountain Breakdown. It's foggy morning this morning, and another day in the neighborhood. Yeah, nice and quiet though. Nice and quiet. I found me a nice quiet spot. Nobody bothers me. I can stay right here. I have Wi-Fi, thanks to McDonald's.
Yep, thanks to McDonald's, thanks to Todd, thanks to everybody. You've got everything you fucking need. How about that little dog? Does that little dog have everything it needs? Or had you not thought that far ahead?
And so I got gas, I got Wi-Fi, I got food. I'm happy. Dog's happy. Dog had him a half a quarter pounder of a cheese this morning. He's happy. He got up hungry, and so I gave him half a quarter pounder with cheese, and he went right back to sleep.
Half a quarter pounder with cheese. Didn't give him kibble. Gave him half a quarter pounder with cheese. You should have gave him a fucking bowl full of kibble. You fucking hobo.
What a ham! I'll tell you, what a ham. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. Bye.
God, what a dick. I hate this son of a bitch. Every fiber in my being. You know he ain't gonna buy no damn dog food. You know he's not. Okay, let's play some Graveyard Flowers. Graveyard Flowers has all your shanty needs met. Be sure to give a like, a share, and subscribe to Graveyard Flowers.
I didn't cheat you.
Hey guys, what's up? So, I ain't gonna do a Revelation news video tonight at all. Trump put through the executive order to make homelessness illegal. He did it. So the goal is going to be to make this the law of the land, that it is now illegal to be homeless. The motivation of this is to round up people in mass and call them to eliminate them. You have places like Alligator Alcatraz and the Speedway prison camp.
He should have
And
been.
there's apparently 5 other ones that are, if not activated now.
Sharpie was perfectly good where he was. You know what? And he said that he doesn't care that that dog dies with him. He doesn't care. He already said he doesn't fucking care. That that dog dies with him. I would care. I would care. I would never ask my animals to come along with me.
Which I would think they probably are. There's just nobody really talking about it. When they do activate and they get this whole plan ready to come into fruition, the goal is to eliminate as many people as possible, because the wealth is caving. The system we are still in a government shutdown. So we're in a time that is perfect, ripe for a massive terror attack, followed by we have to have martial law to get order restored. That would be the time that I would guess that they would activate this plan and They're using law enforcement, folks. California's homeless population is extremely extensive homeless population because, of course, it's extremely expensive to live in California, and you could be making 500 grand a year. That's nothing there. So you have people that had careers where they were making more than most of us, and it don't matter because it's the cost of living has gone.
Yeah, and it's their choice to live there. I personally wouldn't live there because the cost of living is so fucking high. You can live anywhere in the continental United States and make a better fucking living. Hell, you can make a good living here. Cost of living is really not really good. People are choosing to be in California. People hitchhike to California because of the temperate climate and because of the handouts.
So insane that it's game over. There's lawyers that are just losing their shit and they're living in their cars. So California is like sort of where this is sparking. It's going to spark off, it looks like. And the police are literally just taking homeless off the street and putting them in jail. Okay, you think that they're going to a normal jail? No, I don't think so. They're being taken to prison camps, and it's likely that these people, by and large part, they don't have people in their life. They see people that they walk by that are in, and they might give them a buck or two to help them out. Uh,
Ah!
but they're not.
Jax!
They're the outcasts of society.
Oh no, it's not Jax.
So,
Hey,
oh
little
well, I
one.
just guess the person working at the convenience store that knows the
Oh
homeless
boy.
person. They just stopped seeing them come around. Oh well, maybe they got on their feet. That's good. No, they got taken away by Gestapo that says poor people no longer have a right to exist in the country because you don't have property or you can't afford any rent because all the rents are too high and food is too expensive. So they just go, oh well, they must have got back on their feet. Yeah, no, they're in.
I don't think that they're doing that. I really don't. I don't think that they're rounding up homeless people like that, putting them in camps. That's bullshit. That can't be right. That can't be right.
In a ditch in the back of Alligator Alcatraz. I want to give a shout out to a brother out there, though. His name is, I guess, We Are the Chosen Ministries. Uh, I'm pretty sure that's his name. I give a shout out to him because he corrected me. Um, the fact is that we have to be praying for the leadership of the country. That, and every time I feel that in my spirit, I want to vomit. But he's right. God can override everything. In an hour, God can destroy
Yeah, that's what
what
he
their
thinks.
plans that they've had for hundreds of years. God can destroy in an hour.
You know something? I hardly think that they're rounding up homeless people and putting them in camps. I hardly think that. You have way, way, way too much time on your hands, Rev. You need to get some help, get a fucking job, get a haircut, get cleaned up, and do what adults do. You feel me?
They've been building up to this authoritarian takeover of
Hey,
America
Am
for
Dearest, how you doing?
since its beginning, really. Okay?
I'm doing pretty
The
good.
fucking
Thanks for
Illuminati,
asking.
that's what they called themselves in the old days. They wanted to usurp the American government through the Mason lodges and put their guy in the presidency every time. That's why the Masons rejected the Illuminati. Okay, do you get that? People don't know this history, but it's true. The Illuminati, quote unquote, the Bavarian Illuminati, which existed for only a year, because Weishaupt was such a disgusting, degenerate
Oh, wait a
scum
minute.
that
You're in my arms.
Masons rejected him. Okay, he wanted to become the top of Masonry, but that was never going to happen because the majority of Masons were not dark-sided.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Do
Am
you get
Dearest.
that? There was still light in America, and even secret societies, there was light. The fact of the matter is that they came back. That group came back, but they didn't use the name Illuminati. They just called themselves the Brotherhood. And the majority of Masons.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid plan. Yeah, they can separate the men from the women's. So yeah, you'll finally get shed of the land whale. Oh my God. Can you imagine what the hell would they do with her? What would they do with her? They couldn't put any cots together because her ass wouldn't fit on a cot.
Masonry is Brotherhood now. There's no doubt about that. They're dark-sided. And they're the kings of the earth. Okay? That's why Revelation is playing out, because their final endgame stuff it's here now. The endgame state that they wanted, they feel like they're going to get soon, because the whole world is in this spiral of chaos because of Captain Chaos, Trump. He's a true Joker president in the sense that he'll look at you and go, I could give you all of this, Gotham. You know, Joker points to the money stack in the back, and he's like, I could give you all of this, Gotham. It could be all of yours for free if you just make me your mayor, right? Money, money, money. Who do you trust? You remember the first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson? He's on the float and he's just tossed.
Mm. Again with the movies, with the movie references. I don't think he's a Joker president. I don't. I think he's a dickhead. But it's almost like you're wanting to see this. Like you're wanting to see chaos and destruction and bullshit. You're relishing in this. You know? You're relishing this. Oh my God.
money out to people. You trust me because I'll take a fistful of hundreds and toss it at you. Sure, Trump is like that. But in his heart, he wants just pure chaos. And it looks like he's getting that. He puts through this is such a huge fucking thing. And the mainstream media will go, well, that's just Trump being Trump. He just made homelessness illegal with an executive order. This is exactly what the elites want. Trump is their guy. Do you get that? He wants to cull the poor. He wants the United States for the rich and influential white man, and everybody else is either in a camp or working for the system, which is the 9 to 5 grind bullshit where you never get ahead.
So that's your excuse for not working, is that it's slavery. Wow, that is some mental gymnastics there. And you know what? I'd rather work a 9 to 5 grind and make some money.
And you never will get ahead. That's the two-class system they want. Two classes. Rich and poor. Influencers and scum, cogs in the wheel that are replaceable by death. You will spend the majority of your life working a 9 to 5 job that you don't fucking never wanted. It means nothing to you except to keep a roof.
Who the fuck wants to? Who the fuck wants to? Who the fuck wants to work? You think my husband gets a big thrill out of working as many hours as he does? No, he doesn't. It doesn't give him some sort of big old thrill. But, it's money. Do you think it gives me some kind of big old thrill to have to work? No, but it's money. And I don't like sitting around. So, suck a damn dick. Not all of us want to sit around and pontificate about everything. Not all of us want to sit around and serve no useful purpose. Some of us were raised to work and serve a useful purpose.
Over your head. Two-class system. That's what you're going into, and they've set it up perfectly. And now, if your bank account is at zero and you want to live in your RV, you will get picked up by the police and you will be culled. It's fucking over. You're in the end.
Probably. They better hope he lives a long, long time. Can you let mommy smoke? Can you? Can you let mommy smoke? Well, get in back, do something. Thank you. All right, moving on. Let's finish up Rev's not necessarily the news here. This is where I got pissed off.
What will you say, Lindsey Graham? Next time that anybody cares about your fucking opinion, used car salesman, rapist of little boys. Okay, let's talk about Lindsey Graham, like somebody like him. What are you going to say next time, Lindsey? That you're up there on the campaign stump for some fucking Hitler. Let's do it, Lindsey. Why not, right? You'll lick asshole no matter what it is if it means that you're in that Republican nice little seat.
Do you have to do that, Rev? Do you have to be a disgusting wanker? Sorry to coin y'all's phrase, but he is. He's a disgusting wanker. There's no other way to describe him. He is a disgusting, filthy wanker. That needs to be smacked upside the head with a boat paddle.
You got your nice little cushy fucking seat, right, Lindsay? So it's all good. It doesn't matter how much blood, how much fucking, how much America is mocked by this guy. I mean, you used to stand up and say, never Trump. Like, never. He's not us. Wow. Yeah, you just eat shit, Lindsay. You know it. They're all jokes. Fucking jokes.
Ways to interpret the Constitution. I thought the judiciary, that was their job to do that. Nothing is new here. It reminds me of the notion of manifest destiny of the 19th century. Part of that was about the destiny of Americans to continue to move west, to continue to take the land, in this country from indigenous people, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, genocide.
But this has a flavor of that. He is
Of course it does. Why? It's the same fucking shit. It's colonizer shit. Of course it, all the way to the west, right? That's what the patriotic Americans said about the engines. The fucking natives. They go, well, to all the way to the west. We're going to take every bit of land from the people that were nothing but kind to us, welcomed us as visitors, and then we just ripped them apart, Disgusting colonizer scum, demonic Satanists, Baal-worshipping fake Jew freaks. They come over from Europe and land in America and go, oh, we're going to treat these natives real good. Yeah.
And he is an instrument of divine will. Well, whose divine will? And which deity are you?
Hey, how about how you treated the kids? You didn't treat them any better. You treated them like they were intruders. You treated them like they didn't belong there. You know what it's like as a kid to feel like you don't belong in a house? Do you? It's a horrible fucking feeling. It's a horrible fucking feeling. So how about you just take your shit and shove it up your ass?
Worshiping that now tells you that this right here is okay.
Ha.
Yeah. See, so it matters. If you would ask other folks, no, they would not say that President Donald J. Trump is an instrument of divine will for whom?
An instrument of divine bullshit for Satan. That's what Trump is. You want to call him a divine instrument? Okay, fine. He's an orange divine instrument of Satan. Because he's got like a divine supernatural type power. Because he's like a king of the earth, Mason freak, Just a weirdo. Just creeping on women, creeping on fucking girls that are... They don't want to look at you, Donald. Are you fucking serious? In the 80s... early 80s, you might have been the shit, bouncing around as a billionaire playboy deal, and you were young, you were younger, and you could grab some of them for real. But it's bullshit, Don. It's all an act. It's all this bullshit act, and you're very much you're an awkward individual. You have a lot of confidence though, and people can read confidence, just straight confidence, as strength. But look at him. He's got stroke face in the picture. I'm not going to make fun of a stroke ever. But look at that. He's got stroke face in the picture. Like, we need some medical leave here, folks. J.D. Vance, the couch fucker. Just get it
in. He's got stroke face. That's just you know what? That could be anything. I've caught you a lot of fucking times with stroke face, stroking face, stoned face, fucked face, fuck face, and all kind of faces.
In there, I guess. Stick it in between the couch cushions, JD.
Becomes the question. But John, this is wild. But what I do appreciate about them, they telling us straight up. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't read like every page of the Bible. Maybe at some point in the New Testament, Jesus is like, I love it when you post videos pooping on your fellow Americans or whatever. Maybe that's how it works. Or no, again, not like
Idarola, you should definitely try and read the Bible. And that goes 10 times for Cenk Uygur, 10 times for you, Cenk. You should be believing in God. You should be really close to that shit. Okay? All you TYT atheists, you need to grab a Bible and understand that it's a playbook, and they've been playing the book. Not me, okay? You could say generationally speaking me, yeah, because I'm an Anglo-Saxon Protestant white guy. And my family lineage has probably been in the process of being eliminated from the planet because we're one of those families that were fucking evil as shit. Probably. That's probably true. If you look up the name Egroff, there's like nothing, man. My dad's side of the family is just like eviscerated. They're just like their line is gone.
Well, some lines disappear. That's better. Sorry about that, Meatball. It happens sometimes.
I only know of like there's some Egroffs around, but it's like in this state, like there's one in Wilkes-Barre, as far as I know, and it's like a distant cousin or something. Like our family was eviscerated, so it's probably because we were fucking real evil, slave-owning Satanist type family.
You know what? I voted, so I get to bitch. You don't get to bitch because you didn't vote, motherfucker. You didn't vote. I voted. Shanny didn't vote. She doesn't get a bitch. My husband voted. He get a bitch. My neighbors probably voted. They get a bitch. You don't get a bitch.
And that probably makes sense to why I am the generation that came through to atone for the bullshit, And I could have had it a lot worse, so I thank God. But I really do think that was mainly because I wasn't never a malicious person, really, in my heart, ever. Myself. I'm not a malicious person. It's when I feel pushed or ostracized or...
What would Rev be considered, a millennial? Is he a millennial?
Attacked in some way that I get defensive. And then you'll see blow-ups and fights and stuff like that. It's all me, really. It's me. Because my bipolar sometimes can be so bad. Like, I was never this way before all this shit with the trolls. The shit with the trolls completely changed me. And not for the better, But that's all right. I'm trying my best with my mental health, and I haven't had a breakdown,
Yeah, that's food stamps.
I haven't been hearing things or nothing, I haven't had any schizoaffective stuff going on, so that I think my coping mechanism.
Yeah. On November 1st, requirements for food stamps change, and he no longer qualifies. And he's pissed. Now he wants the world to burn. That's why he's got all this gloom and doom shit.
Mechanisms are a lot better than they were. And that's thanks to therapy.
Must feed the shanty.
And going to rehab, I'm a full advocate for rehab. If the place you go to isn't shitty, and the place I went to it's like mid-range, the place I went to. These Hollywood people can just go to a place that's like literally, it's a fucking spa,
What?
That's sick. That's really great. I wish I could go to something like that. That'd be great. I would. But the place I was at was like...
Blue? Okay, well, fine. It's your loss.
You would say mid-range rehab, and it was very worthwhile, and I enjoyed it, and I would do it again. But fuck me, man, I can't believe this shit that they're just talking third term, like, it's no big deal, like we're doing it
as soon as this is over, Blue.
Pretend posturing as a Christian means even less than like a Mike Johnson, a George Santos.
Oh, shut up, Rev. I don't know nothing about this motherfucker, so I can't tell him to shut up yet. Um, what was I gonna say? Blue, do what you feel you must. And who'd you trade me to anyway? I gotta know I at least gotta know who you traded me to. And let's see. Um, I'll get to the Von Helton video as soon as this is over. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. I'll get to the Von Helton video as soon as this is over. Just remind me.
Steve Bannon is a massive con man. He literally robbed his own followers. Okay? This is not about divine will. This is about billionaire will. This is about extracting as much wealth as possible, tearing down as much regulation as possible, lowering taxes as much as possible. Jesus ain't got nothing to do with this.
Wow.
Okay? This is about the top point.
Maybe Iderola isn't one of those TYT atheists. Maybe Iderola is one of those TYT Catholics, which kicks ass. Let's get more. We need the God-believing folks to stand up and say this is fucking Bible stuff and it's horrible. It's bad. It's twisting scripture. It's twisting everything to your fucking evil bullshit system. Twist the Bible. Twist the words of Jesus, you know? Trying to make Jesus a warrior is not correct. Is that what he's coming back to do? You better fucking believe it. Yeah. You'll see bumper stickers that say, you know, fear the lamb. And it's the one side is a lamb and the other side of the face is a lion with fire. Because that is what he's coming back to do. He's coming back to be the lion of the tribe of Judah, which is not pretty. Okay? It's said that when Jesus walks through with his horse, the fucking blood on the battlefield comes up to the horse bridle. Do you get that? These world leaders thought it was really cool to bloodlet the planet with war. They're going to get the most devastating sight of a war that they've ever seen. And it's going to be brought by the Messiah when he comes back. It's very not pretty. But it's called divine justice. You're dealing with a time now that it's a clear line, good and evil. There's people being murdered and there's the murderers. That's why Jesus has no problem with going down there using, I think it's speech. He just killed.
Yeah, Blue. You know, I turned 58 and you trade me in on you trade me in on 3 slave girls. I don't find that to be a coincidence. There, mister. I don't find that to be a coincidence.
Kills with his mouth, literally. He just can speak words to them that they can't hear and they die from it. He's that powerful. Yeah. Okay? He's the closest thing to the creator in flesh. He's going to be massively, supernaturally powerful. So they want to see some blood. Jesus is absolutely going to give it to them. Because God doesn't play when it comes to shit like that. When you're slaughtering babies. It's fucking bad.
1% getting paid. Because all of them have a terminal case of addiction to money, okay? And they're willing to bring us all down with them as they pursue more of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, bad news for Steve Bannon. Well, assuming we have elections.
Only for 3 days. I'm only 57 for another 3 days.
I suppose. Donald Trump is wildly unpopular because people are paying attention to how stupid his policies are and how ineffective they've been in improving people's lives. It's why, as of right now, he's polling in terms of his people's support for his economic policies. It is the worst any president has ever had at this point in their presidency. It is worse off than he has ever had.
I completely believe that this is the worst economic plan from any administration in history. Yeah, I believe that. The tariffs, it was almost like it's deliberate, though. It's really bizarre. I think he was meant to deliberately implode the economy. That was sort of his Masonic, marching order. Because what's birthed out of it, they're telling him the system that's going to be birthed out of it from the collapse is going to be way better than what we have now. And that's how he would justify it in his mind. Oh, so it's that thing of breaking eggs, right? That's Donald with the New World Order guys. And he's like, okay, I think I get it. Let me see if I know if I'm getting it right. When the phoenix comes out of the ashes, so to speak, with the economy, It's going to be way better than anything we've ever seen in the history of the country, right? Right. So I do the implosion, and you guys set it up so I could be successful right away, right?
Shut up, Rev. Jesus Christ. You. Oh, my Lord. You really hurt my head. You do. We've stopped listening to you. And we're having our own little sidebar over here. I just want you to know that. We have. We've started having our own little sidebar over here. We ain't even paying you no mind. I mean, we're like, oh, fuck him. He's just a lunatic.
It's going to be quick. We take the old system down, we put the new
Morning,
in, and it's
Caesar
going to be quick,
Gypsy.
right? It's going to be bigly good, quick. Yeah, Don, of course it is. Oh, sure. I think there was a conversation like that. And they're like, you're going to go down in history, Donald, as the president that saved the country. Because this old system was going to die. And you're going to be the president that's going to say, no, it's not going to die completely. Right? We're going to take a massive hit. It's going to be really bad. And the market's going to lose 50% of its value. Okay? Gas will be $10 a gallon at one point. But at the end of it, the system we have will be better. Would that be enough for him to go, yeah, let's do it? Probably.
In all of his presidency, either this term or the previous 4 years. So, no, people are paying attention. You're getting what you want. You got your low taxes, your deregulation, but people get that it's not helping them out. And the fact that prices are going up and their healthcare costs are about to explode and the government is still shut down and all Donald Trump can talk about is magnificent ballroom is telling people everything they need to know. He doesn't care about them. He never did. He ain't gonna.
Every time you ring the bell below,
Since when has he ever? Since when does any of these fuckers care about us? Since when?
angel gets his swings.
That's a Cenk Uygur situation. Go ring that bell, I'll tell you that. But holy fuck. What's going to happen if Trump, towards the end of his term, goes, okay, it's time to start campaigning? Are we going to allow him to run again? Why is this guy allowed to break so many rules? That's my question. Do we have a law and order society still? No, clearly we don't. Because the guy is breaking the law every day with the Constitution. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Because he's the king of the land. That's how dictators act. We are kings. Well, that's why we're saying no kings. That's not the fucking shit we do here. But, wow. Fuck you. We don't care. Well, fuck you, Bannon. You're breaking the Constitution. You're supposed to be a constitutionalist. Oh, okay.
Fucking Rev. Okay. Are you talking about the morning coffee? Because I'm not seeing it. Or is it under Nats in the pizza? Or. Oh, Irv is worried about losing his food stamps. Barry Mandela effect.
Verified by the White House, by the way.
All right.
Alrighty. I wanted to address this because, and this has been verified by the White House, by the way. The Democrats have voted 12 times to keep the government shut down, and on at least one of those occasions, I watched where Chucky Schumer gets behind the podium, and he says, "I will use every tool in my toolbox to keep the government shut down and going against the Republicans." So now what's the hubbub about? My understanding of this whole government shutdown thing is that they want to give illegals SSI, they want to give them food stamps, they want to give them all kinds of accolades, and the Trump administration's not having it. And so they keep voting.
What is an accolade? What is an accolade? I'm sorry, I'm just stumped by his verbiage.
12 times now they voted to keep the government shut down. So I want to make it clear, because apparently there's some people that think that this is a Republican thing. No, it's a Democrat thing. Chucky Schumer said behind the podium, I will use every tool in my toolbox to keep the government shut down. So yeah, it is the Democrats, because they're wanting to give illegals food stamps, Medicaid, SSI, and all kinds of shit that they did under the Biden administration. And the Trump administration is like, no, you won't. You're not going to give illegals money that belongs to the American citizen. And so as a result, it's got this thing going.
It's a new Kool-Aid, you
and
think?
All the Democrats have to do is just go on ahead and
Kool-Aid.
and end this and vote on the continuing resolution.
Yeah, but what kind of flavor would it be? What kind of flavor would it be? Would it be like a grape cherry or would it be like a black type of Kool-Aid for Halloween? Or a red type of Kool-Aid for Halloween, or an orange type of Kool-Aid for Halloween? An occult Kool-Aid? Occult Kool-Aid?
Resolution. There's a continuing resolution on the floor. They vote
Or purple?
on the continuing resolution, and the government is back on track again. Just that quick, just that easy. So the Democrats, and by the way, let me throw this at you. If the government is shut down, how come Congress is still getting paid? Anybody want to field that question? Oh, I hadn't thought about that, had you? Yeah.
Sweetie, when I got ready to deploy, there was a government shutdown, and we didn't know if we were going to get paid or not. So I don't want to hear your shit. We were in the middle of a field exercise, getting ready to come home, and we didn't know if we were going to get paid. This is back in 2007, I want to say. 2007 going into 2008.
Congress is still getting paid. Well, wait a minute. If the government shut down, why is Congress getting paid? When you got air traffic controllers that ain't getting a dime. They're having to work. According to what I heard, they're having to get Uber jobs just to make ends meet. The traffic controllers. People that we need to keep us in the air without dying. They're having to get Uber jobs.
Oh, my God.
Just to keep going. Wasn't that just ducky? But yet Congress is still getting paid. How come? Oh, inquiring minds want to fucking know, right? But yeah, that's nuts. How about we yank Chucky Schumer's paycheck and watch how quick they get in there and vote on that continuing resolution? How about
We've been saying that for eons, Vaughn. Where the fuck you been? Where the fuck you been? You act like you're saying something novel. Hell, we were saying that when we were still in uniform. Back in 2007, every fucking shutdown. How about we take their fucking paychecks so that they move a little faster? They would move a little faster if they weren't getting paid. They would. But they're not. So, you ain't saying nothing that 100,000 fucking other people haven't fucking said.
we do that? Yank the paycheck of the Congress, or I'm telling you, man, this is not a joke. Now, I mean it. People are getting scared because they're thinking they're going to starve to death in November. Okay, this is not a joke, man. This is real. People without food really die. Okay, you don't mess around with people's food, man. That's, and I can hear.
Why is he so food centered? I'm not food centered. I'm a food enthusiast. I like food very much, but I'm not food centered. Like if bills had to be paid first, I'd pay the bills first, then I would see what I could buy along the lines of food. Sometimes it wasn't pretty. Anybody say ramen noodles? Shit. I ate so many ramen noodles one year. I thought I was going to become a ramen noodle.
Hear it now. Well, Von Helden, that's socialism, communism. You're supposed to be against it. Yeah, but when you take something away, you're supposed to replace it with something else. You don't just take something away and keep it away. You got to replace it with something else, something that is more conservative. That's something that is more patriotic. Well, see, they ain't done that. They just yanked the food stamps, and see, you can't do that. Okay, you got to replace it with something, and ain't nothing to replace it with, because ain't nothing been done. Right?
Yeah, especially by
so
you. You know what you could do to improve your situation? Get a fucking job. Then you don't have to worry about the damn government shutting down. How about that? That's good insulator against government shutdown. Getting a damn job. I've at least got a job for the season. Maybe longer. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see. I'm not getting my hopes up.
all we got to do is yank good old Chucky Schumer's paycheck and see how fast they get in there to vote on that continuing resolution. I bet they vote on it right this second. They'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go in there and get that shit done.
No kidding.
Morning coffee.
Pick your fucking nose on stream, you ass.
Anyways, but yeah, man, they get in there and
Rub
they
your
get
fucking
that, they get that
face.
shit done. I guarantee they will. They get in there and get it done when they ain't got no paycheck coming in. So let's yank Congress's paychecks since the government shut down, right? Okay, so then
He's sitting there digging for nose gold, talking about politics when you know this motherfucker ain't voted a day in his damn life. You know this sumbitch ain't voted. See, I can bitch. I could say, get back to fucking work or speed it up. There's people that need to be fed. You ain't got no bitch. You got no dog in this fight. You didn't vote.
let's yank Congress's paychecks and see how fast they get in there and
Hey,
they get
Shiloh,
that continuing resolution done. How about that? That
Shiloh!
sounds like a plan. What do y'all think? Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, it does. You guys hadn't thought about Congress not getting paid, had you? Yeah, Congress is still getting paid.
The day for what?
It's true. The traffic controllers ain't getting paid. The fucking government workers that handle all of our finances, they ain't getting paid. SNAP benefits are supposedly ain't getting paid. Well, okay, fine. Then yank Congress's paycheck. Make it happen. Let's make that happen, folks. And I'll be posting it on Truth Social too, to get this shit done and get it handled.
Get it handled.
That's ridiculous. Congress should not be getting paid during a government shutdown.
Oh, we can all rest easy now. Vaughn's on this. Von Helton is on this. Erwin is on this. Psychopath.
Especially if the air traffic controllers ain't getting paid, right?
Hey, Vivian Mahoney, how you doing?
Yeah. So yank Chucky Schumer's paycheck. See how quick he gets in there to vote on that continuing resolution. it'd be almost instantaneous, you know. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and win. I just thought I'd brighten your day a little bit. Have a good day.
Okay, I'm going to do one more. Then I got to get up and get started on some stuff around here because that's why I woke up early. Let's go ahead and go out with some Please Notice Me. Okay,
And now
Sister
I'm going
Tipsy.
to hell, and maybe I am. I don't think I am. I'm not going to spend my life worrying about whether I'm going to go to heaven or hell. I put my faith in Jesus, and I believe, and I try to be as good as I can. I screw up and I fuck up. But I don't see where, yes, I've sinned. I had an affair. I was an adulterer. I had an adulterous relationship. So did you. Maybe not like my example of a adulterous relationship.
Mistakes were made on both our parts. I'm sorry, whatever I did. You know what it is. I just don't want to get too personal. You know what I mean?
She doesn't want to get too personal, but yet she puts her son's business out there, lies about some shit, and yeah, I don't want to get too personal.
But I never cheated. I was always loyal to you. Because you're my heart. Or were my heart.
There was Wayne.
Chris.
I told you not to talk to him because I didn't trust him, and we both knew that you were attracted to him. You even confessed that to me. And I said, well, you probably shouldn't talk to him. But you did. And then what happened? I'm not going to say online because I have a little more respect for that, but you know exactly what happened. You know what happened. And if you guys want to know, just you can ask her. She'll remember. So, and then there was Jason, which you were talking to for hours. Even when I was in the room. Hours. But if I sent a message to one female colleague, I was cheating.
Oh my God.
I was a cheater. And that's why you lost the boys in the first place. Because I was a cheater. He even accused me of cheating with a Danya video. But how could that be when you were always home? How would I have had time to chat?
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Cheats with Jason, accuses him of cheating. Cheats with another guy, accuses him of cheating. Because that's her modus operandi. I can't imagine anybody wanting her. I imagine she was prettier. Yeah, she used to be a lot prettier. You know? I imagine she was a lot prettier. But hey, that ship has sailed.
It doesn't make much sense, does it? What brought around the chain of events that came to the end of our relationship? Here's what it was. July 4th. I was at work, doing what I always do, working. She was at home, sleeping on the couch because she was working overnight.
Yeah, who's Shanny?
So I was at work, and I get a phone call from my brother.
Yeah, Shanny. Yeah, the ship sailed for me too, but not nearly as far into its voyage as Shanny's is. I don't look near as rough as she does.
Well, yeah, he's calling my cell phone, blowing my cell phone, but my phone is in my locker because I don't keep my phone on. They call me to the front desk. I talk to my brother. Shannon's going to jail. Why is Shannon going to jail? He's like, you need to come home. Shannon's going to jail. They want you to take care of the boys. So, got my ass home. She, apparently they had an altercation with, he had a dog, Waldo, and he was barking at a skunk, squirrel, rabbit, random kid walking by, whatever dogs bark at. And, she was starting to lose her temper. She's pretty cranky. She liked her sweet. So she was, and then Jake said something. They got in a heated argument. She decided she was done. She wanted to kick him up before because we got in a fight. He got in the middle of it. She didn't like the fact that he got in the middle of our fight. So anyway, I wasn't there. She grabbed him by the shoulders, and shoved him out our screen door, out our porch, and then tried to shove him between the fence and the railing of our porch. And there were witnesses to this. There was witnesses. He had bruises on his shoulders. And as I said earlier in the video, dogs don't have thumbprints. So her accusations of him doing it to himself, or him having his dog do it in the time the police were there, I don't think so.
Channy's always been a liar. She's always been a fucking liar. She's a crazy bitch. She's, you know what? For being as poor as she is one of the most entitled people I have ever met. She is entitled as fuck. And she's a liar. She's a horrible liar. And you know what? Whenever you know that there is no chance of you getting out of whatever it is, maybe you shouldn't lie.
It doesn't matter. Up. And in fact, when she called me from jail, what was she worried about? Was she worried about the boys? How I was? No. First thing she said to me was, "Hi, Chris. Jake's trying to steal the house from us." What the fuck? That's what you want to waste your one phone call on? To tell me that my brother's trying to steal the house and that's why you're in jail?
Your brother has always been a bad influence. And I'm just gonna keep saying that. He's ruining your life. He's making you do drugs and drink. You're better than that.
Really? Are you kidding me? That was right there. Come on, guys. No one can be that gullible. The point is, she did these things. And at this point, what am I supposed to do? I mean, am I next? What happens when she gets mad at me? She's already freaking hit me in the past. What made me think that it wouldn't escalate to that again? And she says, well, that's paranoia. Well, that's paranoia for you to think that everyone's going to betray you now, isn't it? But you justify that. You justify that because everyone betrays you. But what about your acts of betrayal? But anyways, that's it. And yeah, so then she was in jail, cheated, mind, killed herself. In front of her boys, I may add. I mean, I shouldn't say shit like that, but matter of fact, it was, they saw the whole thing.
I still care. That's never went away. Like, me loving you never went away. It didn't. It just transformed, I guess.
You know what? She's still in love with that man. She cannot. She wants him back. If she thought for a second that he would take her back, she would go back. There's too much water under a dark, dirty bridge.
Because you left me, I was crushed, and Jason picked up the pieces that was left.
And I pray that Jason does good for you. I pray that you get that you soon get the help you need. Because if this is your outlet, is YouTube, there's something wrong. I mean, you're just airing your dirty laundry for anyone to see. So I really hope that he succeeds where I failed, where I should have listened to every one of those people that said, you know, dude, you're neglecting your job as a husband. She's not well. They were right. And for those people out there, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you guys.
And on that note, we are concluded. We are done. I want to thank everybody that came and saw me. You guys rock. I don't care if you're here for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, or the whole thing. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. No, you know why? Well, do you? It's because nobody else will. Now, y'all take care, and I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll see you in Wake and Bake. Bye. Peace.